Now a fishing legend in his own mind, Rick Jordan.
Hey, caught a 22-inch walleye the other day. That's legendary nowadays for me.
Okay.
Hey, welcome to the Frenzy. Russ Francisco is our first guest this morning. And, Russell, you are going to have a very interesting Saturday, aren't you?
Yeah, we always do this time of year when they have Grandma's Marathon. We're actually busy.
Yeah. Are you really?
Oh yeah, we are. We'll sell at least 3/4 of what we normally sell. Sometimes we get even closer than that. Huh. People that need stuff come at us from above Lunner Road. They know how to get there, and there's plenty of parking, of course, because there's especially after like 8 or 9 o'clock when the first runners come through, and everything opens up. And then by 1 o'clock, they usually pull the barricades, and then business as usual, and then everybody floods into the store because they couldn't come early in the morning. So, but yeah, it's just fine. We'll be there. We'll be open, and we'll be hustling. But I imagine today is going to be nuts because a lot of people are going to stop in and get out of town. So that's okay. We're ready to go.
What's the interesting thing they're buying? Is it something that they're pulling out of the store, and you're saying, "Whoa, what's going on with that?"
Well, we bought a bunch of inflatable paddle boards, okay? And so paddle boards are fairly popular. They're not what they were, 10 years ago, but they're fairly popular. We found a deal on inflatable paddle boards. These are boards that would retail probably for $600. We were selling them for $399 last summer, and I found a deal on them, and we brought them and we sold them for $150.
Whoa!
And I had a pile of them, and I figured I'd make it through the summer, and they sold them all in less than 6 weeks. So I got 2 more pallets on the way from Florida. They should come on Monday, and we're going to continue to sell them for $150. But I had no idea that people would embrace fishing off of them and stuff. So a lot of people buy them just to paddle around.
Yeah.
And because they're inflatable and they come with the pump and they come with the paddle and a backpack, you can carry them around. So they're easy to put in the back of an SUV. The pump is sort of a double action pump. It'll pump it up, but it'll also pump the air out. So when you deflate the thing, you can pump it flat, fold it up, and it'll fit back in the box that it came in. So it's pretty cool.
Huh.
What I didn't realize is that people would, even Sharky, bought one. He was out playing and he was fishing on it. And so people are using them to fish on because they're quick to inflate, and you go and you can go, you can paddle across in shallow water and stuff, and you go play. So, so that was a big surprise. Electronics wise, it's those goofy live scopes. We keep selling them, and whether it's Mega Live or Live Scope or Active Target from Lawrence, it's surprising. On an average, we sell 2 of those every day. So people are really embracing that, and that I thought we'd run out of customers on that eventually, but it hasn't even started to slow down. So that was a surprise this year. And lure wise, I think the part that's so amazing to me, and I was talking to Matt up at Fisherman's Corner about it the other day, so much plastics. I can't remember. You can't remember because it wasn't that way. People have learned how to use plastics, and whether it's worms or swim baits or auger tails or any of this kind of stuff, they've learned how to use plastics, and we order so much plastics every week, and that's a real surprise. But other places in the country, I guess, had felt that earlier, but we just are a little bit behind. But people have learned how to use plastics.
I probably have 1,000, literally, various colors. What do we call them? Twister tails and stuff like that, in all kinds of colors. There must be a dozen colors, and I just don't have the guts to put it on the line. I don't know why. Because I'm a live bait guy.
I suppose, and a lot of folks don't like to buy as much live bait as they used to. So now we have all kinds of heads. We have all kinds of, we have these, the ones that Crush City makes, and so does Z-Man. They've got a paddle tail on the back, and they look like a fish when you crank them to the water. That tail spins back and forth. We have some split tails that also work really well. So, they've really put some effort into making this plastic look like a real minnow. And so, that was a surprise.
What color is the hot color? I know there's dozens of colors. White.
It's been that way for 2 seasons.
Really?
I can't tell you why, but it is white. I don't care if you're fishing bass. Not that you don't catch them on other colors, but overall in our store, and I'm hearing this from all over the state, white, and more white. As much white or opaque white or ivory colored, anything that sort of looks white, silver with a white bottom, that kind of stuff. There are days that orange works. There are days that pink always works. Pink with a white bottom works very well, but white, and more white.
My son, for Father's Day, they were were out of town over the weekend, so we had a little get-together with the family on Wednesday. And as a Father's Day gift, he brought me 24 minnows and a whole slew of giant, slimy leeches for Father's Day.
That's a great gift.
Best gift I've ever had on Father's Day.
That's something you can use.
Yes, and that'll last a long time.
We even have plastic leeches now.
Yeah, I saw that. Is it the odor or the action that attracts the fish?
Well, it looks like a leech, and people in the boundary waters use them to take them, and they're easy to haul in, and they catch fish on them, so it works pretty good.
That's cool. Well, that's great. Electronics is always big, and you and I talk about that almost every Friday. Is there something up their sleeves they're coming out with? Have you heard anything?
There's a couple of things that Garmin has. It's more of the same, bigger screens, but they'll announce that at from what I hear, there's some rumors out there. I haven't actually seen anything, but they'll announce it at ICAST coming up here pretty quick, the National Tackle Show in Florida. It comes up, I think, the 20th of July, 18th, 19th, and 20th, I think it is. So we'll announce it there. Big thing is for people to watch is price increases. So everybody's held price. I will tell you that Garmin will go up on these 10-inch bundles with the live scopes. I've been keeping in touch with the people in accounting, and originally they said they were going up $800, and I think they've settled on $500. So these are going to go up $500. So that's going to take those units from like $2,500 to $3,000, and that's mostly because the screens come out of China and things like that. Yeah. They put them together in Taiwan. So the U.S. government has finally caught up with the people buying stuff from other countries from China and passing the stuff through. So they're catching that. So they're charging them to do it. They've been getting away with it for decades, not paying the price, so they've got them caught. The one that won't go up is Lowrance, because they are made in Mexico. Some of the parts come out of China, but overall, most of it's either made in the States or Mexico. So that one will hold solid. And then my understanding is as we go into fall, so we'll see this price increase probably as we go into winter from Humminbird. They'll raise the price in the Explorer units because the price went up on those. So, excuse me. So right now we're in pretty good shape, but starting in July, you're going to start to see electronics price increases. We've already seen price increases on most of the lures, so I think we're okay on those. So I think and that wasn't very extravagant. I mean, it was 10 cents and 20 cents, stuff like that. But big ticket items, you're going to notice some price increases. We haven't heard anything about rods yet. Most of the rods are made in Vietnam, so we've been able to get away with, or the United States, and we've been able to get away with not too much price increases there. But we'll see what happens as the thing goes on. We'll know more in August what they're actually going to do after ICAST. But right now, that's what we do know. So if you got your heart set on live scope or a Humminbird with Mega Live or something like that, you might consider buying it sooner than later, because you're going to see some price increases.
All right, I'll give it some thoughts. Your hours at Marine General, Russ?
9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 3 on Sunday, marinegeneral.com all the time. And if you're outside the area, call 800 number. It's 800-777-8557. We ship every day.
Thank you very much. Cheer for the runners tomorrow.
Yeah, we will.
Talk to you next Friday. So, Dave, we better take a break.
All right, we'll take a break. 9:23 at KDAO. First day of summer.
It is!
I know.
Hey!
Doesn't officially begin until, I think, 9-something tonight, but this is the longest day, I guess.
Oh, the longest day. What a good movie.
Yeah.
My wife and I went to a meeting at the Pike Lake.
Or
what did I say? Friedenberg, thank you. The fire department had a thing to how to fireproof your house in the boondocks, which is right up our alley.
Yeah.
We learned a lot and met some good people, and one of the fellows even said he enjoys listening to you.
Really?
And me.
Thank him.
And the Frenzy.
Good.
He didn't mention Neil.
Oh, okay, good.
But he did like Pat Kukl, and who doesn't, right, Pat?
But you are like our guiding light.
That's really sad, by the way.
I know.
With my vision and memory, we're doomed.
Hey, take a listen.
No, you're not old enough yet. It gets worse.
Oh, yes, I am. disappointed because I can't run the marathon, so I broke 2 toes.
Excellent excuse.
Oh, yeah.
Did you really?
What?
Did you run?
No, hell, are you crazy?
Okay. Okay.
I know, it scared me. Yeah. Well, the marathon, it brings a lot. It's an interesting phenomenon, isn't it?
Yeah.
People it brings in, and it's just really something. But everybody has to love to do something, right?
Yep. I'd had a college class 100 years ago, physical education. You had to have certain amounts of credits of Phi Ed. So I take this, and it was a running class. And one of the requirements was to finish a marathon.
Wow.
And I practiced a little bit, but it wasn't it was on your own. It was an honesty type thing. Mm. So I ran the 23 miles and then went back, gave the professor my time, and he said, "That's very good." And as it turned out, it's 23 point how much?
Well, actually 26 points up, I think.
Oh, no wonder I did a good job.
You ended up 3 miles short.
Yeah, and a third, I think.
Oh, well.
I can't even say 23 miles without...
Driving that far is hard now.
I'm so proud of you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But some people love it, and that's great. Some people love to hunt and target shoot and trap shoot, too. Mm-hmm. And that's good, too. And you can continue those things, even if you can't run.
It's a forever sport.
It's a forever sport. It is. We're now that the Minnesota, I think there was something in the newspaper about the Proctor kids, and isn't it nice to see that, right alongside the sports, as a sport. I've said this a million times, and you're probably sick of listening to me talk about it, but it's something to be proud of, that's for sure. So, that's one of the things we do now when we're not running, and we're target shooting, and we're doing that, and a little bit getting ready for hunting season, itty-bitty, picking out a scope, picking out a gun.
Mm-hmm. And a place to hunt.
And a place to hunt, which is very important, of course. We probably have the most fantastic stock of vortex scopes we've had in our life, and we have vortex everywhere. Such a great product, so varied, everything from entry level all the way up to the top. They have red dots. They have everything, and a wonderful, wonderful lifetime warranty. So we've always been enamored with them. We decided, let's really put a good from beginning to end line in. So we did, and so we. If you're not familiar, I think most people are by now, with them come in and see what we have and think about what you might be putting on your...
Is there a learning curve with the scope?
I think there is.
Yeah.
There is a learning curve, but I think there's a lot to, if you are not familiar, with the optic world, there's a lot to learn. And one thing I've always said, and we all agree here on this, put as much money as you can into that optic, and it's usually more money than what you put in the rifle sometimes, and that's not unusual.
Yeah.
The rifles now, they can all shoot. They can. They're great. But the optic is what's going to make it. The majority, I'd say 90% of the rifles now are shipped without sights anyhow. They gave that up a long time ago.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And I'm talking specifically bolt actions. There's a few out there. The levers, of course, have them. But most bolts, they come without sights. So and everybody's eyes are different. You have eye problems. I have eye problems. We know what that's like. You can't just pick up somebody else's glasses and put them on. Yeah, and it's the same thing with optics. But the good news is for every budget. We usually put one on. We have what's called a tri-stock. We have the people go outside and look, because not many deer or wildlife are shot inside a store.
Yeah, so you need that light outside.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And so it's a learning curve, but it's certainly something like 40 years ago people there was so many people shooting. That's fine, with open sights or grabbing whatever they could. That's one thing in this hunting arena that has just come so far.
It really has.
So yeah, it really has, and there's a good set of binoculars. It makes the world more interesting if you have a decent set of binoculars too. And we always have one. Of course, I can never find them, but they're usually in the back of the car somewhere.
They're around your neck, aren't they?
Yeah, or they should be. So we have all that, and that's always if you're knocking around, you can come and look at some optics and think about that. I've mentioned this before, and it continues. We have a huge inventory and consignments. We've had that for about 3 months, and we have more coming in. Very, very interesting firearms, old ones, new ones, all kinds of them. And we have a section back for that now. We welcome consignments. The customer gets more money that way.
And you take trades? Take trades?
We take trades, too. We do. We take trades. We sometimes buy outright. It kind of depends, but we tell the people, if we can consign this, if it's a type of gun that we think should be consigned, you will get, more money that way. And so it's good for everybody.
I was going to get rid of my stock of shooting equipment, and then I realized it's not in my basement, and I discovered it's in my son's basement in Lakeside, and it looks pretty good there, so it's going to stay.
I know that, but not everybody has a place like that. I know. I get what you're saying.
A couple of those guns that he's got are now fourth generation.
Isn't that wonderful? It's just wonderful. And one thing it's emotional too. I know people that maybe don't quite understand, but and for us too. The firearm that my father had, it's hard. It's hard, and a lot of people just want it to go to someone who will truly appreciate it,
right.
And that makes you feel better, just like a family heirloom. Yep, you bet.
All right, let's talk about parking at Superior Shooter Supply. Parking
at Superior Shooter Supply in the summer. We have street. Actually, we don't have. We have street parking. We have a parking lot, but we have plenty of street parking really close too. So we're very fortunate. I just mentioned that because when I think about parking, I think about Duluth, and I'm going, oh my God, those.
I know. Yes.
Well, we don't have a ramp, but we do have plenty of parking. You bet. Mm-hmm.
And the location.
We're on the corner of Ogden and Winter Street, and we are open Monday through Friday 9 to 6 and Saturday 9 to 5.
She's a straight shooter. Pat Kukul at Superior Shooter Supply. Okay. Have a good marathon.
Yeah, I will. I'm on it. I'm all over this.
See you next Friday.
All right, 9:33. We'll take a break and be right back.
You got me. Girl watching.
Music to watch girls by, certainly.
That's it.
It's that time of year.
Well, we'll see lots of girls and guys running the North Shore. Johnny Charlstrom will be one of the guys.
Wow.
Plodding along. I admire the heck out of you for doing that.
Yeah. Well, this year you can admire me for taking a break from the race because the way things went this spring, I'm taking this one off.
Just because you get a new boat, you can't quit running. Really?
Yeah. I had a little surgery this spring, and it ate up a lot of my training time, and I couldn't do everything, so I gave up the race for this year, but there's always next year.
Yeah. Good. That's one thing about running. It's a lifetime event. Well, good for you. I hope you get back to your former self.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to get younger, though. That's the tough one.
Oh, God, it's awful. All right, let's talk about fishing, something you can do from birth to, a long time.
Right. Fishing's good. Sounds like all of our reservoirs are still producing quite a few fish.
Good.
It's been still a real lot of leeches and crawlers going up there, so people are liking the packaged baits quite a bit. So we've been working all week doing my crawlers to make it through this weekend because I know what's going to happen this afternoon.
Yep.
You get the evening before Grandma's, and there's a mass exodus of locals that aren't going to stick around for the festivities, going up to their cabins and shacks and camping and getting out of town because it's now officially summer.
It is officially today, right, Dave?
Yep, today's the day.
Well, my son, Matt, the youngest, if you will, he was coming out to our house the other day for little Father's Day coffee and cake. And he realized halfway to our house that he didn't have a present for Dad. So he stopped at Charlestrom's and got a bag of minnows and a bag of leeches. Wonderful.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. All righty. And you got them all stuffed away in the fridge, and you're ready to go start using them?
Well, I got a bubbler on them in the water. They're in coolers, and every little bit I change a blue ice.
There you go.
Keeping them cool and happy.
Keep them cool, keep them fresh water and some oxygen, and those things they'll make it forever.
Yeah, it worked, and I thought about it because we've lived on the lake now 30 years. Well, put some lake water in there. Might have some food in it, huh?
Hey, sure. Yeah, this lake water is good. It's stuff. It's made right for them fish.
Yeah. What have you heard? Has there been any big ones that were registered?
A lot of big ones released on Fish Lake because of the slots.
Yeah.
You gotta let all those fish that are past 17 go. And there's been a lot of people going to Fish Lake and catching a lot of those beautiful 20-inchers that snap a picture and slide them back in.
Yeah. I got a 22-inch walleye at Island Lake.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very nice.
That's a dandy.
And that was on, I think it was on a leech. It might have been a crawler. That's what we had that day. And it bit like a tiny perch and didn't fight until it got right near the boat. So it surprised me.
Yeah. Then it ripped the drag and did everything it could to save you, I bet.
Yeah. And then my son was sitting there, and he said, I've forgotten how to land a fish for you. Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to need a bigger net.
Yeah. All right, give a plug for the archery, because that's still a going concern, too.
Oh, and the big thing going on in archery right now is all the people that want to do the city hunt, they have to do their qualifying shoot for that. And all day yesterday it was a line of guys coming in and doing their qualifying shoots, and I know we're gonna have a bunch of them today, and they'll be coming through all this weekend. So if you want to do the city hunt, you have to come in and get your qualifying shoot in. You have to shoot 5 arrows, and 4 out of the 5 have to be in about a 5-inch circle.
Ooh. That's tough. What are your hours, John?
The bait shop opens up every morning at 6, closes at 8. Archery during the weekdays is opening at 9, closing at 8. But new weekend hours with the summer helpers, archery is going to be 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. for Saturdays and Sundays. Very
good. Keep a tight line, and at least you can go to the starting line of the marathon and say, I'm not running.
Hey, go for it.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Keep a tight line. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. We are talking about million-degree temperatures.
Yeah. Not right by the lake, thank goodness, so runners will have it much easier than the rest of us.
That's right.
Because they kind of follow the lake all the way down.
Heck with the runners. What about fishing?
I imagine fish. I don't know. Is it hot weather not good for fishing? Or just not good for the fisher people?
It's the anglers that suffer on the hot weather, because the fish are down there where it's
nice and cool.
Last week was 65 degree water temperature.
All right.
That can't be much more than that this weekend either.
All right.
All right, we've got to take a break. We'll be right back. got a lot of people to try out the drums.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Didn't that look fun?
Or maybe surfing. I don't know.
You ever surf?
No, not at all.
I tried once.
Yeah? You have waves big enough. That's the problem, I guess. Trying to stay up on a board, that's another problem. Other than that, I suppose I could do it.
California, they had the waves.
That would help, yeah.
Didn't do it. I mean, I didn't stay up long enough to say I'm surfing.
Right. I couldn't even water ski, so.
Oh, no.
No.
You're from Wisconsin?
Yeah.
It was invented in Wisconsin.
Was it really? I didn't know that.
I heard it was on the Mississippi River.
Oh, okay.
So that.
Right.
Same.
All right. The key to water skiing is getting up on the skis and not being dragged behind the boat under the water.
Dave Miller is with us from Northwest Outlet. Do you water ski?
Oh, gosh, yeah. You know, I got to do it again this year, but historically, I love to water ski. And, Dave, we can get you up anytime you want to give it a try.
Yeah, my problem was the 5-horse motor that was being used.
It's all right if you're 10 years old.
Need a little speed to get up there, I think.
Yeah.
Just tell the crew to row harder.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Where did you water ski?
Out at the cabin, out Iron River.
Okay.
And, kind of started really early. That was a big thing, with our family and the neighborhood kind of out there. And, it's just, especially on one ski, I just loved carving and just throwing walls of water. That was, I never did it competitively at all because those guys have a whole different plan on it. But
I had a cousin down in Missouri who, when they started making their crazy reservoirs down there, he took up water skiing, and he became, I'm going to say a professional. He would do shows of water skiing.
Yeah, I would do wipeouts for shows.
Good song.
Yeah.
When you were skiing, if you didn't wipe out, you weren't skiing hard enough.
Right.
That was kind of the big thing. And,
every once in a while, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
No, well, but the other part is nowadays the kids want to go tubing and do different stuff, and it's hard to get them to even try water skiing.
Wakeboarding.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a lot going on with those big wake boats and surfing behind them.
Oh, yeah.
The damage that they do to water and
shoreline.
There's a limit to what can be done on lakes, and those things are out of, in my opinion.
Yeah, on small lakes, they can really chew up the shoreline.
Yep, and the bottom. It's like they're finding when they accelerate with those boats, it's like 20 to 30 feet down, they're creating like what looks like fish beds almost. How but they'll blow out little areas of bottom, and of course that's affecting a lot of the structure too. So, sorry guys, wake boats are not on a good list.
Okay, I will put you down as no, and I can't argue with you on that one either.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
So, we're busy getting ready for grandmas here around the store and around the house too, because we go up and help with communications and stuff tomorrow. And but it's like, hey folks, if you're going out, you might want to bring a little rain gear along with you, and put some rocks in your pockets in case the wind's blowing. But I think it's going to be pretty good come tomorrow.
Yeah. Strandy, what is the high tomorrow?
It depends where you are.
Okay.
If you're inland, it could hit 90. If you're by the lake, probably 60s.
CBD.
Yep.
Cooler by the lake.
Yeah. Bring a jacket along with you if you're downtown watching.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's right. And so I think it's going to be another great race day. But by the end of the day, it's probably going to be a little hot down at the deck. So. Maybe having some good sunscreen with you too. But it's like, normal Northland, you got to be ready for cool, warm, rain, shine, and we got all that stuff at Northwest Outlet.
Oh, do you now?
Well, we do, yeah. Sweatshirts. We're going to be selling sweatshirts this weekend, I'm pretty sure, because that's a popular thing. But then the rain gear, the rubber boots and stuff, the zip-off sun pants, the sun SPF shirts, just across the board, and whether it's for men, women, or the little bitty kids running around, that's stuff that we've got. But then then there's a lot of people that are trying to get the heck out of Dodge before Dodge gets too plugged up, and they're going camping and fishing and stuff, and we got all the things to get them equipped too. So it's a good day at the store.
All right, what are your hours?
We are open Monday through Friday, 9 till 6, Saturday 9 to 5:30. We're closed on Sundays. Folks, if you want to have stuff for the weather, check us out. Check for ticks, get the kids outside, get them worn out, and have a great weekend.
Hey, Milty, thank you. Good job. Appreciate it. My son drove up from the big city yesterday, and he said there's nobody left in Hennepin or Ramsey County. They're all on the highway.
They're all heading this way.
Yep.
All right.
He said it was a jam.
Well, that's okay. We could use the people up here.
Yeah.
They spend lots of money, you know.
Please.
Yes. All right, we're at 9:48. Take a break and be right back.
All right, we're back on the frenzy.
If you're running and feeling dizzy, you want to go to the medical tent, and they'll take care of you.
Oh, boy, they're going to be busy.
I imagine. It depends on the weather again, too.
Exactly, and it supposedly will be cooler by the lake.
Yeah, that'll help.
We're one of the few marathons, I think, that can do this in June.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah. Matt King is with us a little bit early today. Finally got you some extra time, kid.
That sounds good.
Yeah, because you got lots to talk about. Did I tell you I got some of their green hooks?
Yeah, and they worked well for you, you said.
22-inch walleye.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
That's a nice one.
Right through the top of his lip, nose, whatever that is up there, and I took a picture, and he's back in the water.
Yeah. You know what I watched last night was they had that AIM walleye contest here, a week or so ago, and I watched the video came out on YouTube there of the tournament there, and it was amazing how many big fish were caught during that tournament.
How do they do that?
Well, and you know what? A lot of the guys that I saw that were doing, like the guys who won it, they had them featured pretty good on there, and some other guys. They were fishing in 2.5 to 4 feet of water.
No.
I mean, really, yeah, they were really in shallow. They were using live scope, but fishing shallow, just pitching on top of them. And I'll tell you what, some of those fish, I mean, they would be like, okay, get ready here, and they'd hook them, and they would literally try to net them because they were so shallow and they're right off the side of the boat. Yeah. So they would try and net them right away. They'd take the measurement and then release them, you know. And but it was amazing the size of the fish that they were getting on that. It was just it was pretty good video if anyone wants to watch it.
What body of water were they fishing?
Well, they were mostly in that St. Louis River. There was guys out in the lake. There was guys in the bay. Okay. But I would say where the majority of those bigger fish came was in the river in some of these back bays where they were really shallow.
Yeah.
I'm guessing those big walleyes are chasing some bait up around in there and feeding on that.
Now it looks like a nice entry into Perch Lake. And years ago, I got in there a couple of times. Didn't get any walleyes, but the northern pike in there were pretty darn nice.
No, I've never fished that. That's an interesting, yeah.
It's shallow, obviously.
Yeah. Yep.
But now
feeder to the river.
Exactly. Yeah, and lots of nutrients to do what fish want, I guess.
Yeah, I heard the other day that Island Lake around here has been producing pretty well.
Yep.
You got to kind of know where you're going because it's still a little low. We need some rain.
About 2 feet down.
Yeah. So it's not as bad as it was when we started out, right?
Right, but still scary.
Yeah, still scary. But I heard that was some people were doing pretty good up there, getting quite a few fish, and they were, so that's been a good one. Where else did I hear? The river obviously has been good all year. But I think Fish Lake's been okay. That's been all right too, and so I mean, people are doing pretty well.
Ran into a kid was doing some work on our house, a carpenter guy, and he was talking about Fish Lake and how they caught a mess of walleyes and had a real nice walleye feed with the fam. And I said, did you know that there's some restrictions on eating those fish? He didn't know.
Yeah.
And it should be out there more.
It should be. I feel the government needs to do a better job on that. And the other thing I'd like to know there is there anything that can be done to clean up these local lakes we have?
That'd be the end. That'd be the end of it. That'd be great.
Yeah, because there are good fisheries and they produce a lot of fish, and people like to eat them, and so it's. But yeah, it does need to somehow get out there a little more. Maybe some signs at the landings too, and things like that. It's some good fishing still. I mean, we've had pretty cool temps. Had a little warm the other day and stuff. I heard Sunday there's kind of a heat advisory, but we've kept the water fairly cool so far. And so the fish haven't gone crazy deep yet or nothing. Obviously, like say about a week ago, they were getting them in 3 feet. So I mean, that's pretty shallow water. But that's real dark stained water too, as what most of our lakes around here are.
Our number one son caught, probably 6 or 7 walleyes, maybe more than that. But again, we know that area very, very well. But getting there, a lot of zigzagging around. If it's 2 feet down, boy, that's scary.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
I mean, slow is the goal, right?
Yeah.
I mean, don't be ripping around into things, because you will find things that you never knew were there. And that can do a lot of damage.
It sure can. Expensive damage, and maybe even dangerously. But even your depth finder is off a little bit, because it's thinking this area is 8 feet on the map that you're using, but the water's down 2 feet, so you got 6 feet. Imagine what it's like if you're in the shallows.
Right. And then a boulder that comes up 2 feet.
Yeah.
Now you're really, super shallow there. So you got to be careful. There's no doubt. Be careful and take your time. But there is some. It does produce too, where you get some pretty neat structure that you can fish.
Yeah.
And it can make for some pretty good outings.
You were talking about the green hooks, and I don't know if that means anything, but it worked for me on one fish. What are people using to catch walleyes, northerns, crappies?
I would say, our bait sales have been pretty even across the board. I would say they're a little bit more maybe on crawlers than everything else, but I would say really the leeches, the crawlers, and the minnows are really pretty even still, where normally this time of the year we start to switch over to more, a lot more leech and crawler. But I think maybe that cooler temps have kept that minnow bite still going. And so we're pretty even on everything we're selling. This morning it's been more of a minnow sale than it has been the crawlers and the leeches. Still selling crawlers and leeches, but, it's all pretty close, I would say, right now.
Do you talk to the folks and ask them where they're going?
I do, but I don't pry.
Okay. What do you want to know for?
There's a lot of secret lakes, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I got that.
Lake X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And but if they're willing to tell us, then it can be nice for where I can send some other people. Maybe like I said, I've heard Island Lake's been pretty good over the last week here now, and so we've been telling some people, hey, I've been hearing they're doing good. I don't know exactly where, but something to check out anyway. And Fish Lake's been steady. Haven't heard much out of Rice now in the last week or so.
Right. Yeah.
So it's been good fishing still. I'm hearing the thing there. I got some pretty good sales going on, 10% on a ton of different things, 20% on all tackle rods and different things. I mean, check it out. We've got some major sales, 40% on rain gear and food plots. We got all our guns are on sale, and all the ammo is on sale, too. So it's a store-wide super sale, so come on up and check it out.
Hunting season's just around the corner.
It is, for sure.
Time to practice.
Yep.
Always
Stop in
fun.
and check us out.
Matt King,
Thanks, Rick.
great job. Way to hear the music, too, because I didn't. You young guys.
All right.
Thank you, Matt King, Fisherman's Corner. That's great. Mr. Strandberg,
yes.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you, and we'll catch you again next week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Stick around.
On Live Bait.
Right. We got news coming up next, and then...